I'd prefer to not be here right now. Welcome in. People, I thought we were done with it. I thought we were done with having to lower our expectations, but that's where I'm at. It's a beautiful day here in Detroit. It's a beautiful life. But I have to tell you, I have to lower my expectations for this team because they're not ready for it. They're not ready to deliver on what I thought they were ready to deliver on because yesterday was unforgivable. That was as rat-ass, sloppy, nonsense a performance as you're going to see. 10 days rest, coming home, a team coming to town who has no playmakers up front and has street free agents at both tackle spots. You hit the quarterback one time. This team went out and made mistakes that they just don't make. And whether it's, I got a real problem with one of the fourth downs, but that's fine. The fumble to come out of the half, to flip the game on its ear. This defense on third down, able to do nothing. Nothing. And Rico's BFF, Geno Smith, beats us again.
No.
And now, I got to be honest. People, I am terrified because the injuries this team incurred in this game, and David Montgomery, you find out James Houston's going to be out till November. It's clear Aiden's not good enough to do it by himself. It's exactly what I told you. Aiden's a good player. He ain't Nick Bosa. And if you want to cry about the holding call a different show.
No.
Because part of the expectation of being a great team, you overcome. You didn't cry about Juwan Taylor because you overcame it. Don't distill this game into one thing because to me, they had a chance to put this team away. They didn't do it. Atlanta looks better. Green Bay looks like they're better than we expected. And now, I got to be honest, it's like an on-the-brink week for me because I have to lower them, Rico, from this idea of being a threat to San Francisco and Philly, and I got to downgrade them. That loss really bothered me. It really hurt me. It disappointed me. And that's where I start the week. I'm super bummed out, man. I just can't believe they found a way to lose that game. And I would love to hear from you on this. You have every right to gloat. You're Mr. Geno Smith.
No.
Mr. Geno. Go ahead.
No.
Geno's not a bum.
He's not a bum, but I do think that it's been a lack of respect for Geno Smith, and he keeps going out and doing the same thing. The fact that you could not get pressure with two rent-a tackles is disturbing. But I do wonder, has this changed your expectation? Have you lowered it for the Lions? 248-539-9797, because I would say, no, going back to this summer, this was the game that I circled. Win or lose in Kansas City, that was house money. This was the game. Can you bounce back after being told how pretty you are for 10 days? Can you refocus? And Dan Campbell talks about eating humble pie. Like, I think the team was smelling themselves a little bit, and they thought they were a little bit better than what they were. And, yeah, I look at Campbell, and a lot of decisions that he made, I think some of them, Mike, he only put Riley Patterson out there at the end of the game because he had to. Not because he wanted to. He does not trust his kicker. That's why he's so aggressive with the fourth downs. He'd rather put the ball in the offense's hand. I get that. But then I look at the end of the game. My goodness. We should start a service, coaching 2-minute drill service, a seminar on how to help coaches not shoot themselves in the foot. It's like, what are you doing? Okay, clock is ticking. Tick, 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 tick. Are we going to even throw once to the end zone? Really, we're just going to go to overtime. You never want to go to overtime when you have the ball last on your side of the field with 1:20 to go. You punch it in, and then you say, good night, Seattle. Get on the plane. We're 2-0, and we're on to Atlanta. But instead, this happens, and then you're right. If you're calling up and you want to mention anything about the holding, non-holding call another show. Wait for Wojo and Rieger. Don't do this.
I'm not interested. I mean, just all of it. The idea that a coach who could be so hyper-aggressive all day would play for the tie at the end of the game with a pocket full of timeouts. I can't rationalize it. The idea that Jared Goff, who'd been so good, the pick six, missing Gibbs before the half. Yeah, here's the other thing I got to say. Guys, opening night, I was patient, and I understood that Jahmyr Gibbs needed to be kind of worked into this thing. But if you use the number 12 overall pick on a running back, I can't walk out of a game where the starter gets hurt with 7 carries. What are we doing here?
No, because
and the problem for me, and Rico, I'm going to say it again to you, and you and I agree on this one point. I was worried about this receiving core, and when you see Amon-Ra get banged up, you see how weak they are out wide. They just don't have answers, and now you're looking at where are we at moving forward? It's a long way till J-Mo returns. So this game was a loss in more ways than one, including James Houston being out. Great. Aiden's going to face double team every damn play now. And he hasn't proven to be able to beat it the way the great players have. And that's not a shot. It's just reality.
No, it was.
He's a good young player,
right.
But there's a difference between good and great.
Yeah, they chipped him all game where they would have the tight end or somebody bump into him along with the tackle. But, yeah, as far as Jahmyr Gibbs goes, if you want to know what happens when you draft a running back that high, you're going to get a taste of that this Sunday. Atlanta uses Bijan like oxygen. They use him all out of the backfield. They throw the ball to him. He is a main part of that offense, whereas Gibbs is kind of a luxury piece. He's kind of a, hey, look at this is cute. Well, guess what? That's over. Cuteness is done. He's got to be your guy because your running back room was already thin. He's going to have to show why he was taken so high and that you passed on other people on defense and you took this guy on offense. Remember, Brad Holmes was real smug about it. Oh, these people all think they know the draft. Well, I know the draft. Well, Brad, this is a Brad Holmes. Show me that you were smart with your draft picks, Brad.
248-539-9797. I mean, I'm bummed. I am. And you guys have every right to be bummed. You guys showed up. You guys were awesome yesterday. I really thought they were going to get it done. But the minute Montgomery fumbled out of the half and gifted 7, then you tack on a pick 6 to that, you're never going to win games like that in the NFL. You're not good enough to get away with that. I mean, maybe the Chiefs in prime, maybe the Bengals the last few years, maybe the Eagles, maybe Rico's Niners are. You might be good enough to escape. You are not. It was sloppy. The execution was not where it needed to be. And look, here's the thing. I'm willing to take as many phone calls as you want about Dan Campbell and the 4th down stuff, but here's the problem. You can't go dancing in the streets when he goes for it and it works and then go crazy when it doesn't. Now, look. If you want to say, hey, I need him to be a little more selective, I'm with you. I'll be up front with you. Early in the game, and I've been consistent on this, early in the game, tied at 7, it's 4th and 4, not 4th and 2, not 4th and 1, not 4th and inches. It's 4th and 4 and a 31. In a 7-7 game, I'm taking the points. Mm-hmm. I'm taking the points one time, and I'm going to put them in my pocket.
Yep.
Because now the rest of the game I can do whatever I want to do, right? Mm-hmm. Well, by the time, later on, he's got 4th and 3 on the 11 in a 14-14 game. He goes and it works. Third quarter, the 4th and 2 on your own 45 is the only one, I will tell you, up 21-17. We're one of the best punters in football, a home field advantage, and I've already gifted the other team 7. I'm not going on my own 45, 4th and 2. If it's 4th and inches and you want to get Goff under center and QB sneak it, I got you. No argument. You can't stop the play. Rico and I, we always joke about it.
Right.
But while I have a slight disagreement in the second quarter, I'm not going to file an objection. I get it. But 4th and 2 on your own 45 in the third quarter where you're up 21-17, come on, man.
No, and when you play Seattle, man. Mike, I'm all about the aggressive play that they did, especially the fake punt that they did against Kansas City. Because when you're playing certain teams, you got to do extraordinary things to beat teams that are better than you. And I think it's safe to say Kansas City, we all thought was better than the Lions. You're on the road, their house. Seattle, to me, you're equal. You're the same. So now it's field position, it's smart play, it's field goals, it's whatever it takes because you are going to be in a backyard brawl with this team. They have had your number, and they went out there and they played smarter than you because you had an opportunity to make, when you were up, like you say, pin them back, make them go far, make them do things, and instead you handed them the ball right there midfield.
Well, and Rico, to further the point, though, there's a reason I outlined it the way I did. If you had taken the points early, you're up 24-17. Now, if you want to go for it up 7, and you believe this is the kill shot, and I'm going to make it 2%, you might be able to pathway it. But when you've passed up points and you've still regained the lead after giving away 7, just personally, I'm not going for it there. But I think what we all, myself included, are going to have to get used to is this is who this guy is. But here's the problem. If you're going to be hyper-aggressive with that stuff, then you can't do what you did at the end of the game playing for a tie. You just can't.
No.
And that's my issue. It's like, well, you can't be half wet.
A little bit pregnant.
You got to go all, no, you're half pregnant, sort of. Like, no. I mean, they had 1st and 10 at Seattle's 38 with 1:06 and a pocket full of timeouts. Why are we not using a timeout till 26 seconds left to go at the 27?
I had no idea.
Can't happen.
Mike, and that's not even taking shots at the end zone. It's like, are we really just going to line up and let Riley Patterson kick his very first field goal this year?
And to his credit, he made it.
No, he made it.
At least he made it.
No, but it's like you're not even attempting to get the ball into the end zone. It was, okay, well, let's just burn all the – are you that afraid of Geno Smith and the Seahawks?
Here's my concern as we go into, the next game of the year, the next series of games. Rico, I got major concerns out wide. I've had those all summer. And I got big concerns up front. Part of that is injury to James Houston. Part of it is the defensive tackles are largely a nothing burger. And with all, look, obviously I hold Aiden to a high standard as number 2 overall pick in the draft. Kid needs help. And I don't know that they have it. So we'll talk. We're going to have this cathartic experience together, people. 248-539-9797. We get to your phone calls. We will mix in some blitzes. A lot going on in the NFL. For Rico, he just gets to bump along in luxury and just go out and win another game. For the rest of us, we're in the streets.
You're not going to put any respect on his name, huh?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
I will not say his name on these airwaves. Oh, you mean Rat Purdy? Hey, the perfect temperature to sleep is 68 degrees.